The Leading Be Legendary podcast is brought to you by the College of Hip Hop, the first and only entertainment education app found in the app stores out of 1 billion apps. It's a one-of-a-kind resource guide with links to all information discussed in lessons. Download the College of Hip Hop app today, which is available across all app platforms for free, to hear an exclusive seminar by No Malice, formerly of the Clips, entitled Lifestyles of an Artist. See, the way I see it, if you're an independent artist, right? Let's say you got the talent, but you don't necessarily understand the business side of things, what type of deal you should probably sign, the best lucrative deal for you. Or you might have family members or friends that's interested in helping you, guide you through your career, but they don't necessarily understand the business side of things. This is definitely the app for you. I say it every time, every day at school. Why not educate yourself and download this app? The College of Hip Hop is a premier learning platform for entertainment education. It's a must-have free app for anyone and everyone who knows somebody looking to learn the business side of the arts and entertainment industries. Very easy to navigate, and it features exclusive interviews from industry heavyweights such as Wendy Day, Master P, music blogs, audio seminars on topics ranging from copyrights, publishing, encoding, marketing, and many more subjects. The College of Hip Hop features a resource guide with helpful links to publishing forums, contracts, and lots of more helpful items. Created by AJ and SJ Jackson, young entrepreneurs that saw a void in the arts and entertainment industry. Their goal is to make arts and entertainment industry simple for everyone interested. Download, rate, review, and share the College of Hip Hop app. If you learn something from the app, suggest it to one of your friends who want to be educated in the entertainment field. Screenshot your rating, review, post it, and tag at the College Hip Hop and at TCOHH app to enter for a chance to win an autographed copy of the book, 10 Steps to Profit from Your Passion. Now let's start the show. Yo, check. You tuned in to another episode of the LABL podcast. It's your host, Nametag Alexander. Back at it again. We got DDT in the building for another episode. DDT, you with us?
Yeah, I'm just making sure my truck of supplies, is getting to the Colombian cartel like it's supposed to.
That is not the case.
Yeah, it's just going
We're just
fast
joking.
right now.
We're just joking. You always give a disclaimer and shit. People believe everything they said on this episode. But no, just to get right into it, man. Actually, before we get into it, leadingbelegendary.net is the website. LABL Music on Twitter, also Instagram, and Leading Be Legendary on Facebook. We got the t-shirts up on the merch page. The backpack is there too if you go to the website. But we're going to get right into it, man. I don't want to spend too much time or waste too much time just giving the usual rambling on the merch. Episode 111 of the Joe Button podcast, you sent me a clip of it from YouTube that I thought was real interesting. And it was about, they were asking, will music artists survive in the industry today? Right?
Right.
Something like that. And he brought up a Forbes article that was touching bases on that, and it kind of went down the area of basically saying, like, because of streaming and with that, like, it's tough to generate revenue based off sales with music, even though they count streams now. But if you think about it, everybody that knows by now, or maybe they don't, with streaming, you're only getting, like pennies on a dollar, something like that.
No, not even
that.
You're getting probably a millionth of a penny.
A millionth of a penny. And I told you, like, I've seen, statements with just like the stats from streaming on there, and it's like, what the fuck is this? Yeah. So
there's money in streaming. It's just extremely difficult to get.
And I wrote this shit down. Let me write down some talk points here just to kind of, so I don't bounce everywhere, because I usually kind of freestyle it and wing it. But it made me think, how is the money made from streams? How is that broken down to where the artist is damn near getting paid nothing?
Right.
Like, who gets what? To where the artist is like, damn, 0.000 7, huh?
Yeah.
Nice. Like,
it's not documented, so nobody. I'm pretty sure somebody's questioned it, but they don't have. It's almost like they don't have to show the work. Or
you put on lotion?
Yeah, I'm always ashy.
I thought you was doing the Birdman hand rub.
Nah, man, I'm a very ashy person.
I was like, you just doing the Birdman hand
and then
rub.
I wash
for no
my
reason.
hands. I wash my hands like 80 times a day, so I'm dead serious. My hands stay dry.
You're like extreme germaphobe.
And that's crazy. I'm not a germaphobe. I just constantly wash my anyway.
Just sitting there like, what am I gonna do?
See, okay, now here come all the sidebars. Here go the Nori sidebars.
Fuck it, let me
Last night,
I don't got shit to do. Let me wash my hands right quick.
no, last night, like I said, I was with my best friend and her husband as they were performing. They both sing. Okay. And I wanted to do some interview type stuff on her husband. Mm-hmm. And you know, I knew I was ashy as hell, so I stopped and grabbed this tube of lotion. So I'm like, I know I'm gonna be washing my hands. Why don't I put it in my pocket and go in there and do what I was doing?
You put lotion in your pocket?
I put the tube of lotion in my pocket.
Oh my God, I know what this is.
So at the end of the night, I reach in my pocket, and yeah, I pulled out a handful of lotion.
There's lotion everywhere.
Everywhere.
How the fuck do you explain that?
And then I had a few dollar bills in my pocket, and they are completely soaked with lotion. And this is like Aquaphor, so it's like the clear lotion. Yeah. Anyway.
Lotion dollar bills.
Right. Anyway, back to the streaming and how they're not really paying anybody. It's not regulated.
It's like they cheating, man. That shit is like,
it's not cheating yet because they're not duping anybody out of anything because it's not regulated.
It's like you had, and they mentioned this too. It's almost like with Napster back in the day, and even with a lot of the sharing sites at the time, you had, people were just getting their shit straight bootleg. Mm-hmm. But now it's like, this technically in a way is still bootlegging. It's not because it's like it's going to your Spotify, it's going to Apple Music, but it's like you gotta get hella streams just to really see something from it. You see what I'm saying? And it's like, I would always wonder, like, well, how come the same way it is, and I'm trying to make sense of it, but the same way it is to where, okay, let's say if you pay, I'll use TuneCore as an example. You pay to get your music uploaded to TuneCore. Somebody buys your music off iTunes, whatever, whoop-de-whoop. Single is what? I think it's like $1.25, but let's say it's just $1. You do it through TuneCore, basically you're getting that $1. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's your money. That's your money to artists. Now, why can't it be that way with a stream? Or even Bandcamp for that matter. Like, I think Bandcamp do it now. They get like a percentage of whatever is downloaded. Right. But you still getting something. I don't think they get a lot.
All of that I understand. They have to, if they are doing some level of work, then they need some level of income.
My thing is, how come it's not to where the stream can be treated like that of a download? If somebody streams an entire song, that percentage or whatever, let's say if the artist gets at least 75% or something, or 60%. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. Like, just the little, man, that shit is nothing. It's nothing.
Well, I mean, I know that there are some type of factor, a bunch of factors and all of that they have that they haven't been explaining. But it's hard to say without knowing exactly what they are doing.
And it's so convenient for like consumers like myself, yourself, other people that listen to music. It's very convenient for us. It's like, I'm gonna just stream it. I'm gonna check it out. You know what I'm saying? I think this might have been Quest McCody who said this. He brought it up on Facebook, and I said I was gonna mention this, and he said it is not. He said you are not supporting the artist by streaming their music.
I agree.
If you support that artist, you would buy their music.
I agree.
at first I was like,
because you can stream people you hate just to see what you dislike about
exactly. And I almost combated that, like, man, what? Like, if people are streaming your music, if they're streaming it a lot and they fuck with what you're doing, that shit count. And then, like you just said, it's a lot of people who music that you probably don't like and you might have streamed it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Or just went to stream, like, man,
you hate about it.
Like, listen to this shit, y'all. This is it's on Spotify. Let me pull it up. Or it's on Tidal. I'm about to pull up and play it. Well, you playing it, that counts. That's a stream. You know what I'm saying? So it's technically not support.
No. That's not support.
You got to think about the convenience of it for the consumer, because now you putting out an entire body of work. Hey, download this whole album. Or download this single. Now people like, oh, I don't want to download that. Nah, it's the space in my phone. I got this many apps. Now it's about space and convenience. Yeah. So it's kind of like, it's bittersweet. It's bittersweet because, you know, for the consumers, it's very convenient for them. But the artist is like, damn.
And the artist should say to the consumer, if you really love my shit, then I should be worth your space. Or I should be worth you.
What if they got a lot of other artists that they fuck with too?
Well, they should be worth it.
You just probably need a whole nother phone just for like the artists that you fuck with.
Go get you a bigger, what you call card.
Something got to get figured out, man. That shit puzzles me. Like, I think if anybody should probably do it, Bandcamp is real pro independent artists. I think if it's possible, it got to be possible. Like, it has to be possible to where if somebody stream a whole song from you get $1 or whatever, or whatever, however that's split, where you get like 60 cents, something.
Bandcamp has always been ideal for that, but they're not in fashion for people to.
That's another, and why is that? Like, there's
it's terrible.
They have a base to where artists put shit out on Bandcamp and people buy it. Like, clearly they're thriving still. So it's artists that put their shit out on Bandcamp. Like, who we know, Doc Illingsworth. Shit is always on Bandcamp.
They are thriving because there are thousands, maybe even tens of thousands, or, you know, close to hundreds of thousands of artists who sell stuff. So if you got all of these artists selling little, you know, wherever they're selling it from is going to thrive, because it's still a lot, when you accumulate all of that. But when it comes to, you know, a major thing happening, then no.
That puzzles the hell out of me. Like, I always wondered it, because then it's like all of a sudden, I just remember one day all of a sudden SoundCloud happened. And then people just stopped not stop completely, but people just stopped fucking with Bandcamp like that.
There's a lot of people who never even discovered Bandcamp because they didn't care to.
And I don't get it. It's like, you could do this.
Because it boils down to, you and I talked about it.
The interface of it?
The who?
The interface?
No.
How it looks like?
No, it's there's none of that. It's the influencers.
Yeah.
Nobody of influence
is saying go to Bandcamp.
Right. Nobody of influence has used Bandcamp.
So we need, like, I don't even want to say a Jay-Z, but we need, like...
Yeah, you know, Jay-Z, Dr. Dre, Diddy, or Puffy now.
I guess you can say them because they still are, you know, I'm just thinking about, like, the younger audience or whatever,
But they are in a place now where their age doesn't matter. They are up there.
That's crazy.
They were top tier when these kids came in.
But who said SoundCloud was hot? Like, what influencer said, hey, SoundCloud is the way to go?
Somebody who influenced these kids. I don't know.
Or was it that you had artists that was getting hot because of SoundCloud? Like, you had my man's Bryson Tiller, who had to join on SoundCloud, and then, like, he got hot because of that. I wonder, is that...
Well, you can consider him an influence or an influencer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he's an influencer that had all the kids going to SoundCloud.
I'm thinking, though, is that, like, when it happened?
No, it happened way before him. Way before him. It happened probably 2010 or 11.
This would be the time if you're listening to comment on... The funny thing is, if you comment on SoundCloud and say... when did this happen to where, like, SoundCloud became, like, the
place to go,
to discover music for independent artists? Even though there's still Bandcamp, but, like, the first thing people say, like, is your music on SoundCloud?
Right.
With, on the flip side, if you're selling your music or whatever, it's available for stream.
Right. Even people high up in the business.
Yeah, they want to know if it's on SoundCloud. And then like you got the SoundCloud Go and all that type of shit now, but that's crazy because for
and
a
then there
minute,
are other sites in the industry that people go to listen to things like Spreaker and there's a few of them.
maybe the way Bandcamp is like set up, because
I mean, that could be a
SoundCloud
part
is
of
set
it.
up a little bit more convenient than Bandcamp is. Like it's almost like somebody said this before too. SoundCloud is like the social media music platform for artists, right?
Right.
You can't go on Bandcamp and somebody like your music and you and they comment and you reply back. If you go, you can't do that on Bandcamp. You can only really check the stats and see who's listening from where. You can't even see who the person is. You can just really just see like, and if they change anything, I correct me if I'm wrong. Like, I'm not doing the fact checks here, but from what I remember, like you can't see like, okay, this is who like my music or this is who comment. You can do that on SoundCloud. So and so like your music.
Right.
So and so like this track. So and so reposted it. You see what I'm saying? And I think that's why they're thriving.
I think it's also the ease of uploads, the ease of
yeah, Bandcamp you got to do waves.
Yeah.
SoundCloud you get the option. It could be wave, MP3. That explains it then, man. That's why SoundCloud killing. Bandcamp, man, y'all get your shit together. Y'all
I think
inconvenient.
they need to get their shit together. I
like Bandcamp though.
I think it's good how it is.
I like it.
Yeah.
But I noticed that like you push a link, and 9 times out of 10 like people go into the SoundCloud link opposed to the Bandcamp. And I'm like that's crazy to me.
Yeah,
it's like
it was always more convenient, so that kind of stuck.
Yeah, but they offer so much. They offer a lot of convenient shit for independent artists with Bandcamp, and it's like SoundCloud is just like, okay, you go here and listen for free, even though you can get it to where you can monetize, your music through
Right.
SoundCloud.
So what I would do if I was an independent artist, excuse me, I'm burping and shit on the damn podcast.
Burping, lotioning,
Right?
Disrespectful, man.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm a nasty bastard. But if I was an independent artist, and I wanted everybody to use my Bandcamp, I would just go ahead and start a website, make that website link to Bandcamp.
Yeah.
That way it's not using the Bandcamp URL immediately.
Right. The funny thing is though too, I noticed, and this is since I got verified. Like I noticed, like when I'm going on the Spotify, I didn't mean to say the Spotify. I sounded like an elderly person. Elderly people always put the in front of something. Are you on the Facebook? You on the?
Well, that's what it was called.
It was. You on the Twitter? You on the Instagram? No, but I noticed with Spotify, they're catered well to independent artists. I just been looking at a lot of shit, like when you get to like edit your profile and everything. I'm looking at everything. I said, damn, they really are driven. You can even sell merch on Spotify. Bullshit, you not.
I get that, and I kind of knew that, but for some reason I can't get with Spotify.
I like
it's
it.
Just me.
None of the streaming sites really cut it for me, just to where it's like, hey, this is just the best one ever. Like they all got things that I don't really rock with, but right now Spotify is the streaming. Like I said, it all falls back to convenience. Spotify right now is just like the most convenient. Right. I tried Apple Music. It was cool for a minute, and I was like, you know what? I'm just not with this. The title is decent, but that one will have to grow on me right now. Like I said, I'm riding with Spotify.
Right.
And then now, like I say, technically, if you want to say it, if you pay for the service, probably SoundCloud Go, I guess.
No.
Because I'm saying they're doing it to where, like I tried that one out, but they're pretty much like Spotify now, and with that service, the SoundCloud Go.
Yeah, like you said, they're all very similar.
That shit is crazy, man. They trying to get down. I think eventually it's gonna be like they getting downloads the fuck up out of here.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's already happening.
I know.
I think there was an article that I read on, that was leading to something like that.
You said something about then it'll prompt artists to be able to just sell stuff off their own website.
Yeah.
For people that want to download it, because I'm pretty sure if it just went straight to streaming only, then people would be like, the people that do support and be like, oh, I want to buy your music, I want to actually download it. You can't. You can only stream it. then that's where it's going to be like, okay, well, you can buy it here directly off my website for whatever, Kweli did that, and a lot of people had, I'm pretty sure some of his fans supported, but it was people that gave him hell because of that,
Yeah, because he's not streaming.
He was like, you just got to buy it. It's not here. You got to buy it here.
Right.
It was, I forget what album it was. You got to buy it right from here.
And that's why I really rock with Google Music, because when artists don't want their stuff to be on a streaming site, they'll still be on Google Music, Google Play Music, and it's because Google Play Music is a purchase to download site. But when I pay the $10 a month, I can stream everything that's on there, which is, I forgot how many millions of songs, and that's unlimited. So that's probably a better place, because it's both worlds. So if I wanted to purchase it, I still could.
Right.
But at the same time, I'll just stream it until.
Now, to me, even though we in that climate of the industry now to where, and this is another talk point, to where because of streaming, sales technically have declined. You looking at to where like what people are projecting. Let's say if the first week when you hear album, even I hate doing numbers, but when you hear people say, yeah, they expected to sell like 30,000 first week, you're like, damn. Because I remember in our era where people were projecting high numbers, and that was like a big thing. And now like the big thing is even you could say like 30 to 40,000 projected, depending on the artist. And you're like, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? That's just like acceptable. That's just me looking at it from a numbers perspective. But for artists to survive, I would say there's other ways. I mean, obviously there's merch. People do that. If you got dope enough merch, people gonna fuck with it. Me, personally, I would say going into that field of licensing your music to television, film, video games, ads, or whatever. Problem is, it's a world of artists that fuck with it and they do it. And they're consistently getting their music pitched or they're pitching it. But then there's also an even bigger deal of artists who know nothing about it.
Right.
And they see it and they wonder and don't even do the research. That kind of bothers me for whatever reason.
Right.
Because it's like you watch a commercial or something. Oh, prime example. We're in playoff season. Even though this is Kendrick Lamar, right?
Mm-hmm.
His song, Damn, the song from Damn, not my bad, excuse me, not Damn, what's the name, Humble and DNA are both songs that get heavy rotation throughout the NBA playoffs. Me being me, I'm going to wonder and watch that and say, damn, how did they get that on there, even though it's Kendrick, but let's even flip the script and say it's an indie artist. You don't know who this artist is. You're like, damn, that song dope. Who is this? You see the artist. I never heard of him. So you wonder now, like, how did they even get on, in the NBA playoffs?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? How did their music get there for this to be the theme song? Normally it's going to be an artist that's of a bigger name that's going to clearly have the running theme or whatever for the music placement.
Right.
But I would wonder, like, how did they? So I'm going to research. I'm going to look it up. So when artists tell me, like, man, I don't know how to go about doing it. How do you? It's like, dog, you ain't going to even try to research it. You're not going to even try to look it up.
Right.
So that, I don't know. That kind of bothers me.
That's because today's artists, and I'm not saying like age-wise. I'm talking about just artists of today, artists of the last probably 15 years, have been lazy. And they're lazy because convenience has been set at everybody's feet so hard.
Yeah.
Where, people didn't have to do much in the last 15 years, maybe even further than 15 years. But being that nobody's had to do anything, they're not going to go any further than what they have had to do.
Don't look any further.
And I know that's real, though. But that's exactly what they're doing. They're not looking any further. They can sit at home and record records and mix them at home, in the box, use presets, and, they're good to go. Nobody cares how it sounds anymore. Nobody really puts any effort into the sound, so they're not gonna put any effort into much else.
Right.
And that's that's the landscape right now.
Yeah, man, I don't know that. And I'm not going to even say, like, it bothers me that they're not looking. It bothers me that you just that puzzled by it that you're not even thinking, well, man, I should probably look this up. And it's right there at your
It
fingertips.
doesn't bother me anymore because I'm not surprised anymore.
Like, damn.
Like, the shock is gone. The shock that people are stupid is gone.
Maybe because I went so hard, I'm like, man, fuck that. I want to know. Like, and then my brother, he put it in my ear. Beethoven, he put it in my ear so much. Man, you need to try to get music here, da-da-da, TV, film, da-da-da, and I would listen, but it would kind of go in one ear and out the other. And even, matter of fact, when Assemble Sound, shout out to that team over there, when they first moved over there off Michigan Ave, and I started hearing about it, started seeing it on Facebook. I started seeing it on Instagram. I'm like, what is this? And I would see, like, my man's Blacksmith, Coleman Young. He would put it up there, and, like, a new Detroit is happening. I'm seeing all these connections. I'm like, Assemble Sound, like, what is that? I looked it up. I'm like, oh, that's neat, man. It's kind of like they got the studio, they got this, they got the artists. It's kind of like that union. They kind of bringing the artists together.
Yeah.
And I saw it from that aspect. But then I started to see it on there, and I saw that they dealt with licensing, music supervision.
Right.
I'm like, yo, ain't nobody else? I looked it up. Nicole will tell you, shout out to Nicole Churchill. And I told her, I'm like, I saw that y'all had the studios, and y'all was in the building stages and bringing all the artists together to work and collaborate with each other. I said, but I also saw that y'all specialize in licensing and getting TV and, music placed in TV and film. And I kicked it with her about that. And lo and behold, my shit ended up on the recent series, the Hug It Out series.
Yeah.
So that, just seeing that, and I started asking her, like, y'all ain't know that they did this? Some artists was like, no. And I'm like, how? It's on their website. And then the other artists was like, yeah, they know. I'm like, man.
Because they don't care. And actually, it's crazy because I actually want to connect with Assemble Sound about that.
Man, you got to.
Things.
Got to. My thing is,
Assemble Sound, I'm trying to fuck with y'all.
That's why I be telling it, like, man, don't move. What you mean you moving? Oh, ain't no resources there. It is. It's some resources. From musically, there's some resources here. Niggas just don't want to use them.
Right. Either find the resources or be the resource.
Yep, exactly. A lot of people say it's no industry here. I'm like, well, if it ain't, create one.
Right.
Simple as that.
Get out of here.
That's it.
But yeah, I actually think that's exactly what people need to do. Is more research.
That's it.
I used to say that when I worked in radio.
Ain't shit to Google.
Right. I used to say that when I worked in radio, just because people didn't know what BDS was. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of artists who still don't. People didn't know anything about publishing.
Nope. ASCAP, BMI, none of that.
Which is crazy. And, all they had to do is open back then, open the book and find out. But now it's even
understand
easier.
it. Yeah, I was about to say, I can understand it back then.
I can't. I'm not going to put that level of understanding on that.
Sorry, y'all, for the noise. It's like,
oh, get over it.
This is raw.
It's right. It's background noise.
Raw and random.
But, even with back in the day when people just had to go and get a book, there is no excuse. There's a library in every neighborhood.
Yeah, definitely, exactly. But
there was a library in every neighborhood where all you had to do was go and read a book. Or if you had the money, you could have took your ass to it.
Read a book, motherfucker, read a book.
Still got that too. But, even beyond that, if you had the money, all you had to do was go and spend $60, $70 on a book.
Yeah.
And you could keep it at home and you could further study it.
That's real.
And it was, there were tons of books.
I'm nothing on it now with the fact that people got all this researching that they can do through is right at your fingertips. You got Google.
There are tons of ebooks that people can buy for $2 and $3.
Yeah.
Up to maybe $60, and get all the information that they need. So there has not been any excuse, and there is no excuse now. There's even less of an excuse now.
Yeah, man.
So
no excuses. Get to work.
Research.
Do your research. Read a book, motherfucker. But that's it, man. Label podcast. We about to wrap it up. You got anybody you want to shout out?
Hell no.
Nobody?
Everybody
You don't like nobody?
Hell no.
What about everybody leave me the hell alone?
Everybody leave me the hell alone. Unless y'all got some money.
Trying to think. Shit. I was just listening to a couple podcasts recently. Shout out to From Scratch Podcast. The 14% podcast by Joyce Massey. That's real dope. Like I said, From Scratch Podcast. My man's Marcus and them over there. And I guess before we go, shout out to Randy Rosario and Oso Radio.
Shout out to Money.
Shout out to Money.
That's about all y'all getting.
And God.
Right. Right. It's some money and God. That's all y'all getting out of me.
And family. Now I feel like we gotta just keep adding shit.
Right.
Money, God, and family. Man, we out.